Okay, so I am figuring this out. Yes, I am. There we go.
Just like to pad our numbers by, you know,
Using your alter egos.
well, just, watching in the background as I podcast. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Anyways,
No, it makes sense. It all makes sense. Don't let me tell you it doesn't make sense. All right, I figured out how to share the link. We're cooking with gas now. Gas and the Jews. It's okay, I'm Jewish. All right. So yeah, link is up. Live stream is up. I can feel Matt's presence watching us now. I think we're good to go. So let me
yes.
get the intro and we'll be official. Hello,
It's like
everybody.
cool simply.
Exactly. This is Ben, based Heisenberg, and we have Max and Caparato here. Yimra will be joining us shortly. He is going to get some vitamins, I believe. That's what he was grabbing, right?
Yeah, energy supplements of some type.
Brondo, I believe. He is a plant, and Brondo is what plants crave. So
Mm-hmm.
he's going to go take care of that. I'd like to apologize, everybody. We missed last week. Did you? I don't know unless you guys had a broadcast, but I was making my birthright trip to Sanibel Island, Florida, with the rest of the old Jews, and I had a lovely time. But of course, there was no way to host a podcast also. We could host neither without my presence or Matt's presence, apparently. So Max and Yimra, I'm sure, had a lovely discussion in quiet about what Ukraine is doing with their gay harems.
It's been deeply troubling. The rapid loss of all of the bottoms as they become trans to avoid being drafted into
Mm-hmm.
the Ukrainian National Guard.
Is Ukraine honoring their gender identities, or are they just being sent to the front line? That is a question that needs to be
No,
asked.
did you see this? I don't think like somebody NBC ran like a SOP piece about uh, some
Tranny's
trans,
forced to fight.
yeah, trans woman forced to Ukrainian draft or something like that. Um,
Oh,
yeah, no, they did like this whole special, interview with them, and they got their 15 minutes of fame. That because their passport said something, they have to join the National Guard, get shoved, 40-year-old equipment, a single uh, magazine that's
of
maybe half
course.
loaded to go run over and
And
get
pose for
shelled
the
to death.
take pictures of yourself and post it on Reddit and accidentally let the EXIF data give your position away so you get airstriked. And then you
I mean, I
flee.
I don't know if it's just Russian propaganda or like for real, or like they're just trying to discourage foreign fighters. But
I
like,
I
there's
believe it.
numerous articles. I believe it too. That yeah, these people are like coming off of Reddit, thinking they're going to be some high speed, low drag operator, and they're just getting fucking like. There was like missile strikes directly on their assembly area.
Exactly.
Multiple foreign legion. France treats their own foreign legionnaires better than Ukraine is right now.
Oh God. I love that the
That's
meme
not
that's
saying a
going
lot.
around. It's like, what's going on? I thought I was going to be a high speed, low drag like operator. It's just take the fucking fighting position. It's like, yeah, what the fuck did you expect? You think of like, oh, you're from Reddit. Give him the cannon right now. He gets his own tank. Like, what the fuck did they think was going to happen?
Yeah, no, they like your tax dollars, paid for the javelin missiles, but doesn't mean you
That's
get to
yeah,
use them when you show up there.
yeah. You get an AK with
Speaking,
one magazine.
yeah, and some like just some like random web gear, like some airsoft knockoff shit.
Yep.
Um, no, so like speaking of like I sent this tweet in the prep thing. I don't know that we can show it or whatever, but it's have a shipment of NLAW grenade launchers and instructors from NATO countries arrive in Kharkiv. Azov
Instructors,
regiments.
huh?
Yep. I don't know if they're actual uniform. The guy instructing it doesn't have any insignia on
Mm.
that I can see.
Mm.
Uh, but so they might be guests. They're not deployed parts of like Spain or whatever. Um,
Mm.
the Azov regiment is first to learn about the new weaponry. And so they've got these pictures of these guys standing around. It looks like in a garage or like a fucking like basement of a build, yeah, like a parking garage. And it doesn't have any insignia. It's all Azov battalion guys, and they've got their Wolf's Brigade SS insignia right on their shoulder, front and center, as they're
Of
looking at
course.
our fresh NATO weapons. It's like if you're trying to do the propaganda thing, you could at least like have that guy stand in the back. I don't know. Like they're not even good at it.
It's a language barrier. It's you got to translate the need to be sneaky, and they just don't get it. Sorry, I'm trying to go back through and find. In my inebriated state, folks, I accidentally closed the control panel. And, oh, there it is. Okay, just kidding. Just kidding.
Accidentally.
Accidentally. Yeah.
Wait, the control panel for the podcast, or did we stop broadcasting?
No, we're still broadcasting. Like, I'm watching it
Okay.
live right now. I just. Oh, man. That's alright. It's all good. I'll
Okay.
figure this. We're good. No, we're still going. I'm just. It's good. We're all good. This show would be nothing without its occasional technical difficulties. So it's like a tradition. It's a sound issue. It's a broadcast issue. It's a Yimra can't get internet issue.
Do that. Well, I think next episode maybe we're due for a guest because everybody wants to talk about the same things or like thinking about the same things
Exactly.
recently. And we did talk about a few. Obviously, Frank would be amazing. We
Mm-hmm.
should talk to like Association of Free People. Maybe Tiff Anarchy was definitely high up on the list. I'd like to
Mm-hmm.
talk to her in person.
We should
Not
actually
in person.
ask her, but yeah.
Well,
Um,
I mean, we could talk in person. I mean, face to face. I've only ever texted.
we could do
Anyways,
like an official ANCAP position on the Ukraine conflict episode and invite Anarchy and Black on because whatever he says is
Marcel would.
right. So yeah.
Marcel is categorically like not wrong about anything I've ever read him say. He might be uncomfortable positions,
Yeah.
but
Over time, like he's got that low time preference thing nailed. Like immediately, yeah, it's not socially popular, but like a couple years down the line, you're like, "Fuck, god damn it, AIB was right again." Like he's like the black Alex Jones of our time. I'm sure he'd
something like
appreciate
that.
that. I'm sure he'd appreciate that. He probably will not wish death upon me for that at all.
He's. I was trying to think of somebody. He's like Malcolm X got to hang out with Alex Jones,
Mm-hmm.
and then wasn't immediately assassinated.
Malcolm X and Alex Jones combined, you get.
It's a blessing, right? Like,
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
uh, yeah. And then have you seen all the memes of like people spoofing Ukrainian propaganda and stuff too?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's all so ridiculous at this point. Like,
Oh, well, I love the Abigail Shapiro one, right? That was probably the best one. And it's a picture like Photoshop of Abigail Shapiro holding like an AK in front of like some bombed out building. It's like this milk maiden has stopped milking cows and picked up a rifle to defend Ukraine. They call her the milker of Khazar.
I think I had another one that I saw. It was like George Floyd in like a World War II like Soviet military outfit, and he goes, "This brave Ukrainian soldier threw himself on a pile of fentanyl, saving 20 other Ukrainian soldiers from an overdose death, and they called him like the last breath of Kiev or something like that." Oh God,
Man,
memes are so much funnier when it's like a drunk dude just like slurring his way through the text on the image. It's so much better than seeing it firsthand. Like, that's what our viewers tune in for.
here's what Marcel was posting about today. The Bios Weapons Conventions doesn't have any real compliance assessment, and the U.S. was the main force torpedoing efforts to have them. Not because of anything to hide, but because the pharmaceutical industry doesn't want inspection, and the Defense Department didn't either. This is a quote from some article or something. Uh, but at this point, like we know that they're not bioweapons labs, but they are
Biolabs.
biolabs, just like the one in Wuhan, right?
Of course.
And we like on that basis alone, like okay, we had Trump, we had like early photoshopped pictures of uranium, like Nigerian yellow cake uranium in Iraq that the CIA was trying to pass off as evidence to like overthrow Saddam. And like we have like these known, like you can up until a couple months ago, like you could go on some, NGO website and be like, oh, here are research facilities across the globe and partners in biomedical research. And like just on that alone, like Russia just instantly gets an excuse at this point, right? Like they have maybe 100 times more tangible justification for like the WMDs on my border thing than America ever had going into Iraq.
I was gonna say, like, I do not want to like make this like an argument that justifies the Russian invasion of Ukraine, but like,
Sure,
if
sure, sure, sure. No,
if we
obviously it's
found
all bullshit.
if we found like a bunch of like biolabs in Iraq full of like, oh, I don't know, anthrax or other things like that, we would be like, oh shit, see, this is why we had to invade. He had WMDs. And it's
Yeah,
like, well, most biolabs in a lot of countries will have like dangerous pathogens on hand. Like, this is true because they develop vaccines and treatments, and like they just like
yeah. And it's got the Adidas stripe on it too.
Yeah, Adidas stripe. You put little patches on these little fuckers.
were.
It's literally like some of the probably one of the cheapest, shittiest fucking things I've ever put on my body. Like I could just. It was like $39.98, but like in reality, it probably cost like $7 at most to make. To be quite honest, and that's okay.
An Indonesian child was killed for that jacket.
Oh no, this shit's straight from Russia. Like it literally like
Oh.
the like information is from like 7% polyester, whatever is all in Russian. It's from like
A,
a Russian thing from like a couple years back. I
a
believe.
Russian child was killed for that jacket.
No,
You're
a Chechen child was chilled for that jacket.
Yimra, you're a
By Alpha
patriot
Group.
now. By Alpha Group, yes.
So, anyways, Mambo number 5. Did you think the first 4 Mambos had to be like really bad that everybody kind of forgot about them, or do you think Mambo number 5 was so good that they were forgotten?
I think the first 4 Mambos were prototypes, and Mambo number 5 was the first like full production Mambo
Oh, okay.
that was put into production.
Okay.
People make fun of the one-hit wonders, but I mean, can any of us aspire to like have even that fleeting amount of success?
I have sold several engagement rings to lovely Mormon couples while Mambo number 5 was playing over the fucking store loudspeakers. So I can attest that shit works. There are
Yeah,
Mormon
Mambo number 5. I
couples
don't know
out
why
there.
it's just been hitting me a little bit more lately.
So, another good question: are Quebecois technically Latin American?
Or what?
Latin American? They speak a Romance language, live in America.
No, or what technically Latin American?
Quebecois, French Canadians,
No, I'm
poutine
not.
No.
We're
eaters.
not. No, no. Latin Americans are cool and based. French Canadians are the worst people on the entire like Western Hemisphere.
French Canadians are an
Nice.
entirely different
Could you
subgroup.
elaborate on that?
I've been to Montreal.
Uh huh.
That's it.
Okay.
How are
If
the
They're
you've been to
glory
just
holes in
Montreal,
assholes.
you'll understand. Or Quebec, same difference.
Yeah.
Yimra, how are the glory holes in Montreal?
Listen, the French, they are known for their poetry and their skills with their mouth, and I can only attest that I did a great job, competing against that.
Ah.
See, that was a reversal. You thought I was gonna like pretend as if I was getting my dick sucked in the glory hole.
No, of
No,
course you'd be
sir.
the one
I'm
doing the sucking.
competing.
You are a serviceman through and through. You provide the service.
I serve I'm a fucking patriot. I'm not letting no French Canadian outdo an American.
Yimra has done more for this country and is more brave than any U.S. Marine,
Except for Delta RIP.
except for Delta RIP.
Dude, I have not thought about him in a minute, but he was driving just south of where I live and flipped on the highway when he died.
I think about him every time I drive on the highway at night, and I make like
The
a
funny
tight
thing is
turn.
too is like I think like one of the last messages I sent with like me trying to sell him another car is like no like fuck you motherfucker. He posted a picture of his Glock with like this Toyota steering wheel on the highway, and I'm like, wow, this man was doing exactly not. It wasn't like like an hour before he or anything, but like it's just so on par for him that like he died doing what he loved, being completely fucking insane and driving like a dick.
Mm-hmm.
Like I aspire that if I'm gonna die prematurely, it is doing something that exactly fits my energy.
Yeah,
Which would, yeah, it's a good way to go as far as going is.
like for me, if I'm gonna go, like make it quick, just like run into a tree, skiing at 60 miles an hour, just have my
Yeah.
main artery separated or some shit. Like that'd be nice.
Mm.
Or like fall off a cliff.
The best desired suicide and or death as might as well be a suicide was one friend told me like, I want to do this. He told me this scenario, and it's like first thing I gotta do is steal like a Ferrari or some sports car with a convertible. I was like, okay, that's a good start. And the plan is to have a parachute on me and be butt ass naked. So I'm gonna steal the car, parachute my back, butt ass naked, go by the nearest police precinct, pop a couple rounds till cop cars start chasing me. I want them to chase me on the highway. I want a high speed pursuit. I'm in, some super car, hyper car, sports car, fucking roof down, going 100, buck 20 on the highway, getting chased by cop cars. They're trying to put down fucking spikes and get the highway cut off and choppers in the air. And basically, eventually, they start popping rounds at him. So his plan is eventually, after he's near death from being shot like probably 28 times from a guy in the chop or whatever, he wants to hold his chute so the chute will pull him out of the car and he hopefully slams his fucking pishkadell and fat cheeks onto a cop car. So his last moments are just slamming his naked body on a police vehicle and instantly dying from the collision. Which I think, as far as like a desired way to go, very well thought out, very fun.
Based and red pilled. Yeah, 100%.
And listen, I mean, if I'm gonna have to pay taxes, it might as well be for that exact scenario to occur.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
The
they
police
should
are
make
actors in this man's play. What?
they need to make police brutality a little bit more gladiatorial. You know what I
Right?
mean?
Like we need to
Like,
make suicide by cop more interesting. That's what the world needs right
like,
now.
like
That's
some.
not even suicide by cop. That's like suicide by entertainment value.
Well, no, I'm saying like badge cams. Like there should be pay per view for
Oh my
like
god.
good badge cams and like some of these downtown areas where like they're constantly like wrestling these perps and stuff like that. Like you could sell it to the right wingers so easy, and they'd just be like, yeah, put him in a chokehold. Come
Oh,
on.
Officer Tyson's kicking another guy in the face. Oh,
That you can just live feed LAPD and you'll get pretty much what you're looking for all the time.
yeah.
I'm just saying we could get free police by monetizing the police brutality. It's the
Okay, here's
AMCAP
the thing though.
solution.
See, you have two channels. You have the LAPD live stream, which is police brutality, and then you have the NYPD live stream, which is like fucked up shit that happens while police are on the job. Because between the two, I think more wacky shit happens in New York. Because let's be real, that is a Lovecraftian maze of torment at this point.
NYPD occurrences are always more bizarre and like just hard to explain. Well, LAPD is just like, wow, there sure is a hate crime occurring here, sometimes by
Word.
ourselves. You know, like NYPD is just like, all right, well this woman's been feeding a dog like pieces of her baby because she's on PCP. And you're like, okay, can't forget that now. Thanks.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like,
Which,
pick
don't
your
worry,
poison.
that is a thing that's happened, by the way.
Of course, it's New York. Anything happened. Anything happened.
And crack and PCP are a hell of a drug. I wouldn't know, of course.
Of course not. Yimra only
No.
takes vitamins. And
I'm more of a B12 supplement kind of guy.
Yeah, energy supplements.
Yeah. Get a
Some
B12
taurine.
injection.
Taurine's good stuff.
Taurine. Yeah, if I want to piss like pink. This guy, taurine. Next, I'm going to be kissing
It gives you
boys.
wings.
What?
What?
Gives you
What?
wings.
Gives you that.
So,
I am
gentlemen,
real
how...
cranky. I'm actually trying to think. Last time I had an energy drink was probably like a 5-hour energy, which I don't even count really as an energy drink.
How have y'all been dealing with daylight savings time, or as the title
Just
of the
fine.
episode says,
Honestly,
daylight
I was
Gayvings
wide awake when it
time.
changed, and I still have been. It's been great.
Nice.
Literally no difference in my life somehow.
I woke up at I went to bed at like midnight, and then woke up at like 6 or 7 in the morning. No, 7. My cat keeps annoying me because I don't actually change the feeding schedule for the cat. So like it's all the same to it, but like I'm up at a different time and no.
The cat will not stand for that, so...
It's like, dude, you're fucking 19 years old. Just like
You're almost dead, just chill. Don't spend
enjoy
your last
looking out
minutes
a
being
window.
angry.
My dog was chilling. I had to get my dog's vibes in check.
Yeah,
Threw
for
out a
whatever
window.
reason, I woke up like at 3 o'clock and just took like a fat piss, and then I just went like back to bed at like 4:30, like I couldn't fall asleep. But other than that, like I'm fine. Like it still feels like I'm like, oh, I still have some time, and it's like an hour later. I'm like, oh fuck, no, I don't have time. I gotta go do the thing. But other than that,
Are you a commuter? Do you drive into work? Like, do you have to get up early and shit?
no, like I work 11 to 7 most days.
Oh, okay.
So I
Yeah, because
usually-
who goes in and buys jewelry at like fucking 9 in the morning? Or whatever?
Some people, like, we get some older people who come in, like, super fucking early, and they're like, can you put a new battery in this watch that I've had for 40 years? And can you sell me a new band for it? And I just, like, I'm looking at this thing, and I'm just like, old watches are the grossest fucking thing ever, because, like,
Oh,
imagine-
yeah.
Like the weirdest dirt somehow gets inside.
So, you know those, like, stretchy
dirt.
bands
No,
where,
it's-
like,
it's-
they pull... It's like a fucking
Yeah, it's like
grater.
it's like their skin flakes get built up in them. You got like this like.
I feel like those. I gotta watch
Loaves
those
and
cleaning
wrist
videos where they
cheese.
clean like a watch, where it's like satisfying from a distance, but then you think about the reality.
It's like, so I've
I don't
cleaned
watch
watch
this.
bands before, and like sometimes they're so bad, like you dip them in the ultrasonic, and it's like this black cloud just comes out, and you're just like, ugh. And it's just like all dead skin and sweat and shit, and it smells like fucking fish, and it's gross. Old people, skin dust smells like fucking fish. It's fucking
Dude.
gross.
Well, it's like their houses too. Like whatever, like lotion and or perfume or cologne they all agreed to wear to cover up the smell of smoke from the
smell that
70s.
occurs at that age, like some type of like chemical thing at a certain age that starts happening. That's that old person smell.
And of course they've got like poopy butthole syndrome, right? Like they can't
I mean,
wipe all
don't
the
we
way.
all? Don't we all?
So
Sometimes
my
you
flight,
be farting, you be shitting, you be
My
pissing
flight-
in bed. You know, grow up.
my flight back from Florida to Denver, was
Wait.
like
Oh, you took I-7. Yeah. Okay.
It was 4 hours, and then I had like a 3 hour layover. But like this fucking flight, I was next to this old couple, and like the wife was like sitting in between me and the husband, and she like, oh god, she just halfway through it, she just started farting. I was
Girl
just like,
boss. She
oh
was
my
comfortable with her
god,
body.
yeah, I just like, I just
You're just a coward. I'm
yeah, I
sorry.
guess I was just in an enclosed space and I was being
Bro,
gassed. It
I'm
was very
sorry. If an old
difficult for
woman's
me.
farting next to me, I'm laughing my ass off until I literally can't breathe.
Like I couldn't laugh because like they're right next to
I would
me
have
and like
suffered through it. I would have. You know what?
Oh,
I'm sorry. This
you
story just
know,
doesn't work for me. I'm built different. I'm sorry.
try to like shrug it up, like, oh, do I detect notes of hickory? You know, stuff like
Oh,
that.
no, I detected notes like we had pretzels and like they just went right through her. And like it was just like, oh, those are the pretzels we ate. Oh, fucking Christ, get that out of here.
her
Oh.
digestive tract is faster than a duck. That's kind of impressive.
Yeah, I was about to say like it's very impressive.
Good for. I mean, good for her on that sense.
Just
I
like
guess.
80 years of seed oils have just completely industrially
Just
lubricated her
her
insides.
digestive tract is better than like a crackhead's digestive tract. That's impressive.
Or
One thing, yeah, go
those
ahead.
in-flight pretzels are made from shit.
No, they all
I
have
wonder,
laxatives, so you use the toilet more.
I wonder if
Because
they
big
could
toilet
do an
wants their
experiment
money.
of how much sawdust you can sneak into airplane pretzels before people notice.
The
Probably
I
answer
bet
a
it's like
decent amount.
30 to
2.5%.
40%. Like Rice Krispies, you can do like 20%, and people won't notice that it's just sawdust.
Are you talking from experience? Did you conduct the study recently?
Um, no, it was a really based science fair project I saw. Um, some high schooler like literally just like made Rice Krispie treats every week for like 2 months, and like just progressively added more and more sawdust and waited till somebody noticed. And it was like 25%. They were a quarter sawdust by the time people noticed that there was
Or someone
sawdust in
said
it.
something.
Wow,
Oh.
well played.
Little behavioral psychology. I mean, it could have been like scary, but I'm like, dude, I don't eat Rice Krispies to begin with. They already taste like sawdust. So do airplane pretzels, right?
Yeah, I prefer the biscotti. Honestly, the airplane biscotti is oof. It hits just
You
right.
got a point. There's a lack of biscotti in my life.
A lack of biscotti. Yimra, we need to get this man some biscotti.
We gotta get in some cock and ball torture too.
Yeah, you need some
That's
biscotti.
a separate thing.
You
I need
need
some
you
eggplant
need some
parmesan. Is that
BCBT.
similar?
A little bit of CBT, a little bit of CBD, a little
Yeah,
bit of cock and ball torture, a little bit of cock and ball nurture.
little
That
bit.
was when I was working as a service advisor at this dealership. One of the mechanics, I because my humor just goes everywhere once I'm not around someone who's more important than me. But I talked to one of the mechanics. I just did. Oh shit! I just did as a joke, like I was like, yeah, this customer needs tire rotation, oil change. He's got to check engine light, see what the fuck's going on with that, and a little bit of cock and ball torture, a little bit of CBT. And he's like, what? CBT, cock and ball torture. And then after that, we'll give him a little bit of cock and ball nurture, CBN. And then for some reason, this guy loved this joke so much that literally like 6 in the morning, I'm clocking in. He's away at the end, like at the bay that he works at. I'm like half asleep, wishing for sweet death to fucking take me as I hear a Dodge Hellcat coming in for service, which is going to be a fucking problem. It'll change takes like an hour because the fucking covers on them are so annoying to bolt on and off. It's like if you have a Hellcat, go do the oil change yourself. You have that kind of car. You're a grown ass man. Get the oil change yourself. But then he's over there. He's like, hey. What we got on the business board today? A little bit of cock and ball torture. I got the Allen wrench just ready for it. It like 6 in the morning. He's at the ready for the cock and ball torture jokes. This guy loved this joke so much that I don't even work there anymore, and he still like will message me like, "Got a new tool for cock and ball torture." And it's like, who? Why have I done this? Why have I created a plague?
He
That
wants
joke then
you.
spread
He
to other
want
mechanics.
Yimra. What he wants is the CBT. He wants you to give him the CBT. Like,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
You awakened something in him.
yeah.
He is a good looking fella, but he is very much heterosexual, and I very much don't feel like getting with mechanics. That just sounds like a bad
Well,
time.
he's
Like, you do
heterosexual for now.
That is
Like,
true. I
have you
do have the charm and
tried?
charisma to
Have
make
you
them
tried?
realize that they had a secret part of them that was homosexual.
Word. You just like come over. We'll have a little CBD, maybe some CBT, maybe you can CUM. Like it's whatever. It's
I'll
cool.
make you come.
Every
Exactly.
day I think about the people who
Men.
like duct taped a flashlight into a car muffler and then you rev it and it like
Uh,
flaps.
I thought you said flashlight, and I was living in such a nice world where like someone's just being an idiot with a car, and then I realized what you said, and I want to actually commit
then
homicide.
you remembered what timeline we're in, and we realized that nothing nice
I
happens.
had like a blissful moment of just some asshole who I'm about to make a shit ton of money off of because they're an idiot with their car, and not like a complete psychotic redditor who needs to be shot like a dog in the street. Which I gotta stop using that phrase in like workplaces. Because let's say someone's driving slow in the left lane, I'm like, I think they should be dragged to the street and shot in the head like a dog. And then
I
my
mean,
manager's like, "Oh, I mean, I agree with you. That's a bit extreme."
you
I'm
just
like,
gotta
what?
speak
That's
your
fair.
truth, man.
You
Like,
just think about the VC colonel that was like just caught executing like two kids that just gets blasted right on the side of the street. That's what I think of every time.
word.
You know the one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
For
yeah,
the
the famous picture, and then like people were like, "That's a fucked up picture." I mean, yeah, it is a fucked up picture, but the guy they shot kind of had it coming. So
Yeah,
if I remember right.
Exactly.
That being said, I don't know if I'd be the guy wanting to take a picture of someone about to get their head blown off.
I don't
Well,
think he knew what was
you're not
happening because they were talking to each other in Vietnamese, right? And
Yeah,
he's like, oh, he just pulls this guy out and he says something and just goes for it.
and then it's like, okay, well, there we go. We put a skylight in his fucking head. There's a new sunroof in this dude's skull.
Dude's got some ventilation.
Just getting some extra oxygen into the brain.
So I gotta tell you, folks,
We trepanned with a bullet. Don't worry about it.
I am not a fan of what this bullshit has done to ammo prices. This shit has skyrocketed. This is bullshit.
Dude, I was thinking about going to the range because I got my new scope, and I mean, obviously, I can. It's a co-witness. I can iron sight it, and like, I know my iron sights are golden, but like, I want to confirm the zero, and I'm just like looking, and I'm like, well, I like to buy ammo to replace whatever I shoot up and have like a little extra, right? And I'm like, fuck that. It's worse than gas.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah,
when I
it's-
ripped the Pandemic Grizzly, I wanted to buy like a gun that had like I wanted to get like a 4570 like repeater. No logic for owning one of those at all, especially where I
You
live.
don't. They're
But I
cool
wanted
enough
one.
that you
Kill
don't have to
bison from up.
justify it logically.
He wants to kill
There's-
bison from 300
Well,
yards.
I mean, to be fair, I wanted
Absolutely.
the original like the Springfield trapdoor. See if they have like a remodeled remake version or something like that.
Yimra,
like a
listen, it
replica?
is your right as an American to own a 4570. You do not.
Well,
have
yeah,
to
no, but
justify
my
it.
logic was I'm gonna buy that because no one's buying ammo for these things in like the nearby metropolitan area of New York City. In that nearby area, no one's buying those. I was so
There's
fucking
nowhere with
wrong.
a backstop.
I was so wrong. There was no ammo for anything but 12 gauge when I originally went out and like was trying to buy some ammo.
Yeah,
I mean,
all the ranges
as
they
of
don't have
like
a backstop.
a couple of months ago, I bought 7.62 by 51, no problem. They just limited me how many like cases of cartridges I can get, but I still was able to buy no problem. Like there wasn't like a you can't buy this at all. I bought like 3 like cartridge boxes of it. I think I have like still like 60 or 90 bullets. I have a shit ton of 12 gauge just laying around.
I'm gonna buy some magazines. I think that's what I'm gonna do during this podcast.
Yeah, I need to get attachments for my M1A, but I'm also like, I don't think I need to get like a bipod and a scope for it, but also at the same time, it's like I don't go out to the range enough yet, and I don't think I am going to anytime soon just because of ammo and everything. It's like, at some point I'll just do it. Not yet. I'll probably end up just when I eventually move. I'll then like be somewhere where I can also like do more fuck shit with it and get like a magazine that isn't like 2 rounds, but I mean like 10, less than 10.
There
Yeah,
you go.
how does New York enforce like the 7-round limit on all these
well,
rifles with
here's
10
the thing.
rounders on them?
I'm not going to go into detail about certain things for legal reasons, but there are certain places where you can go and fire your weapon with attachments that are not very much allowed allegedly, and there'll be other people who may also be part of law enforcement that go there to the same range and they don't care because they don't give a shit. They're at the same kind of place you are, so it's that kind of situation. I mean, it's not 7 here. Last I checked, I think it's 10.
It was the 7 limit was struck down as arbitrary and capricious, so they turned it to 10.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
'cause mine is 10, and the shotgun
Okay,
is
so I was out of date on that. I thought
yeah.
like for a while they tried to make it 7.
I mean,
it
10
was so
for
stupid.
for a 7.62x51 logistically completely fine. I just hate because that how you load the magazine in an M1A and M14 is a fucking like that fucking curve angle.
Oh,
being able
stripper
to clip
clips
in.
are faster. To
Yeah,
be
but
honest,
dude,
like the M1 Grand is faster than the
yeah,
M1A. But anyways,
but like for me, it's just like I just want a mag that even if it's not a bigger mag, just something that makes it easier to do that fucking like clip in like angle. Because
yeah.
I'm
Oh
familiar with
no,
like
being
M16
able to rock
M4s
it.
or M240.
Yeah.
Like I do an M240 Bravo, fine. I still probably could. But an M1A where I have to do this fucking angle thing trip me up so many times while I'm fucking around with this rifle. Like just trying to like kind of get the basics of it around. Which I was lucky with that. I literally went in the store and they just shipped in like 3 of them and 2 of them for law enforcement. I literally went in like, yeah, I'm looking for like an M14 variant. They said, are you law enforcement? I said, no. They said, all right, well we have one. Just came in. Like just today. Like literally was like getting the boxes like all like undone.
Mm.
And I was like, I'll fucking take it. Because I wasn't trying to like get like this is too much of a luck. I went to another store trying to get the same gun. They were trying to charge me like 2,500 for the same gun.
Dude, I thought about it for a while, and then I just was like, I'll inherit my dad's when I want it,
What, the M1 Grand?
or like I could go. Well, no, an M1A.
Oh, okay. Well, this is like a really
I can go
modern
shoot it
M1A.
whenever I want. So yeah.
Like this is probably made at the factory like literally like that year.
No, I mean his is like 10 years old.
Yeah. I just wanted something. I didn't want like an AR variant because the obviously the whole stock
No, they're all
regulations here.
pumped. Yeah.
There's the AK ones where it has like the thumb thing with the wood stock. Those are pretty cool. There's some ones that the AR ones are kind of neat, but when they have more of a like
Can
designated
you do
marksman setup,
bullpups in New York?
I think they allow it, but I think the grip has to be fucky wucky. I'm not sure. I think I've seen 1 or 2. Ben probably knows more than me on that. I mean, I've seen
If
them in
it
the stores, but this
has,
might be a police issue or a police law enforcement guy has them.
it can't have like a pistol grip. It has to like have like a rifle type grip. But yes, there's like one
Or if it's a
specific.
fixed magazine, then you can have a pistol grip.
Exactly.
So that might be the oh shit.
Like a bullet
Which then
button
you
thing.
feed stripper clips, which basically is just as conveniently fast. Funny enough, it probably saves you money technically. So you know.
Ugh, I am not liking the selection for ammo. Let's go to ammoseek.com. Folks, if you're looking for ammo and you're looking at broken down by any sort of criteria that you want, caliber, price by round, price by carton, go to ammoseek.com. They are totally not sponsoring this show, by the way. I just wanted to practice my sponsorship voice in case we get a sponsorship, but we're going to ammoseek just to see what the fuck is up.
Dude, I do gunbot.net.
Gunbot.net. We're going to check that out too, folks.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's not as updated.
That's okay. Community made crypto trading. Ooh, okay.
Like a lot of the links 404. I think it like updates every maybe like 24 hours. So you should get into it at like the end of the day.
Ah.
But yeah, and like Freedom Munitions is like my go-to for like cheap range ammo. And 223, like 55 grain remanufactured. I just had that open. 27.50 for a box of 50. 55 cents a round. Think about that. Half a buck every time you pull the trigger.
I mean, 45 caliber, like good 45 caliber bullet, isn't it usually like $1 a bullet?
Usually, yeah, 45 is pricey.
Can't relate. I'm
Just saying, like,
I'm a 9mm man.
well, okay, yeah. I mean, let's look at pistol ammo too.
I mean, 45 is based, but in the end of the day, I just know my reality is just I'm built too small, and I'm not single stacking a 45. I'm just too scrawny for a 45 to conceal carry.
Like, how can
I occasionally carry a
hands fit
USB.
around like a really girthy, like cock or something
I could put it in front of my Pishkadell, and then I could hide it there, sure. But like, I don't want a gun next to my dick. Like a penny carry is fine, but like right there on the Pishkadell, I don't know.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah. Here, I'm looking at.
Also, I'll die for aesthetics. I'll wear a shoulder holster. I don't care.
Dude, shoulder holster, you can fit anything.
Shoulder
That's
holster.
true.
You got a
but
good. You should
also-
just wear a jacket, right? Like.
To be fair, I generally wear all long sleeves even in the summer. I'm wearing jeans and boots regardless. Just because it's a comfort thing. I've gotten so used to it now. If I wear sneakers, it literally actually physically hurts me after an extended period of time. Because I'm so used to like the support. My little like bitch ass fucking ankles or something.
Sneakers? They
I don't
hurt
wear.
you?
Oh yeah, I'm just so used to wearing boots that like the support, like how it supports the arch and like the ankle.
Yeah.
If I wear sneakers for like a whole day, like I can actually feel pain in my
Oh,
back
like
and
your
my
feet
ankle.
are just flat the whole time. Yeah, it
Like it
sucks.
just like there's pain in different spots of my body just from like the different like stance and like what I'm dealing with in that moment. Very strange, but it's also like I don't really care for sneakers. I just don't like the look. I like boots more. I mean, I have like really nice Italian like leather boots, of course. Got my work boots, got dress boots. If I have it, I have some variant of all boots. I even have like high top sneakers. Like that's the only sneaker I have is a high top and like boat shoes, like slipper boat shoe type beat. That doesn't that's also I consider a sneaker, but like those I only really wear if it's like I'm on a boat, I'm going to the beach, because there's no such thing as beach boots. They can wear at the beach. You just look like an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta acquiesce to some thongs at some point.
I don't see. I don't really like flexing the bod into speedo. I'm wearing pants. I always wear pants over a shirt.
No,
Ugh,
I was
brown
I
leather.
was saying the flip flops. People call them thongs.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't like. I hate flip flops too. It's the same.
That,
It's
that
just
was
like
that was the double entendre.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm not a big flip flops or sandals guy either. It's boots all the ways. If I have to go to the beach, I am like so uncomfortable until I'm like literally just in shorts and like just drunk getting tan. Like getting to
word.
the beach and leaving the beach is a horrible scenario for me unless I'm absolutely fucking shot.
Cheapest 9 millimeter I can find is 30 cents around right now.
God.
Make
It's
your
rough
own.
out there.
Just make your
Very,
own.
very rough.
Just get a loading bench.
Uh,
Spend several $100s on getting a loading bench and then like the
it's
brass.
like the Pete Buttigieg solution. I have been saving all my brass for like last year, so
Yeah,
I should get. I've been wanting to get one.
they seem cool. I mean,
My brother,
I'm such a
he loads
technical
his own
person in
ammo.
theory. Like,
He does precision shooting. Like he's got
yeah.
his rifle set up with 6.5 Creed, where he like does
Oh, he's like
holes through his
blanking long
holes.
ass fucking targets and shit.
Yep.
Yeah, now that's one thing where I was like, oh, I'm gonna join the military and become a sniper. Then I realized how much math you got to do, and I was like, I think I'd rather just jump out of a plane and get shot in the head.
Word.
Be
Fucking
like those
math.
VDV guys landing in the Kiev airport,
Oh
just
god.
instantly get surrounded and just like cut off.
It makes me think
Whoops.
of when the Fallschirmjäger invaded like Greece, like Crete, and like
Oh yeah,
although
they
their
just
their
get
system
fucking
of like
pitchforks.
airborne shit was like even worse, where it's like their guns were separate from you in like a crate. I
No,
guess
they
they had like
couldn't
maybe a
jump with
pistol
their
and a knife.
guns.
They didn't jump with their guns. I think they had like just like a service pistol, which is of course like some like little like 9 round handgun, like a 38,
Yeah, it's a
like a Walther
P38.
P38 or a
Well, yeah,
Luger or like some fucking gun. And they land and like most of them are getting stuck in trees and like supposedly a good chunk of them just got fucking stabbed by like Greek farmers who just like couldn't be asked. Which is like, could you imagine like Fallschirmjäger, like you're one of the first like proper military to actually jump out of planes. You got your cool little camo. You jumping out. You go to this beautiful island. You fucking get into a tree and you're like, all right, well it's a little awkward to get like my knife. And then some guy is like just speaking in fucking like fucking statue shit fucking language, and you're like, the fuck, like hey buddy, I'm trying to invade your shit here. And then he just starts getting the fucking pitchfork and just gives you what for. It's like, how'd he die? I mean, he was pretty brave at first, jumping out of the plane, but then he got stabbed by a Greek guy with a pitchfork trying to take care of his olives.
Yeah.
so it's I mean like some elite guy. I hiked to the top of a mountain to pick the Edelweiss and put it in my
Edelweiss.
cap. Anyways,
I wasn't even trying to do a Greek accent. It's I just can't
oh, I
remember
could
what
do
it
a
is.
German accent, a Scottish accent. Or a French accent. I won't attempt anything
Yeah.
south of that.
I mean, in my area, we have like Greek Orthodox, so like we got like people who are hardcore Greek. Um, I'm not like against religion, but for some reason, I just hate Greek Orthodox. I don't know why. I have no real knowledge about it, but I've seen the church, and it's so fucking ugly. And then every person who does go to the Greek Orthodox Church are dicks. And I have like probably really nothing truly against religion, but like someone says they're Greek Orthodox, I think I'd like lose like respect until I start Googling shit, which I won't yet until someone makes it.
There's a notable like libertarian to Greek Orthodoxy pipeline occurring, at least on the Twitter world.
Interesting.
Have either of you noticed this? Like a couple guys are
No,
like, I'm
Twitter?
post-libertarian,
I literally do not
I'm
have
becoming
Twitter.
Greek Orthodox, and like I'm now like a Greek or like an Orthodox nationalist, like a monarcho nationalist. Like I read they like took all the wrong stuff out of Papa, and it's strange.
Listen, I mean, if they put the research in the effort, I really can't hate them for it. But like, I don't know. I don't know how you see a country like Greece in modern day, where most of their money is like tourism.
No, they're not specifically Greek. Like, I mean, they
Oh,
just like the Orthodox tradition, right? I mean, we call it Greek Orthodox, but like it could be Serbia or Bulgaria
oh yeah, no. I mean,
or
if they're
Russia
any
or
of the other
Ukraine.
Orthodox, I don't care. That's fine. I don't know. It's just a Greek Orthodox that really irks me. Which yet again, it really like unironically, it's not really that like bad. It's just for some reason I hear Greek. Second I hear someone's Greek Orthodox, I think just like a little part of me is like, oh, it's like okay, like somehow let down for like litigate like no discernible reason. I'm not gonna hate crime somebody because they're Greek Orthodox. I think just I just need a better
Yimra
way.
is racist against Greek Orthodoxy members. Wow. Okay, I can't
Oh,
talk.
oh boy, all 38 people on Twitter are gonna fucking lose their
Oh
shit.
shit. All 38.
Sorry, the Italians did it better.
Have you seen my Big Fat Greek Wedding?
Yes.
Okay, that's like my only exposure to anything like that.
It's my only exposure to Greek culture.
Is a romantic comedy that most people don't realize also had a sequel.
Oh,
Yeah,
I know.
That was made. I was working at a movie theater at the time, so this was probably like almost 7 years ago.
dude, I watched that movie, and then you go through it all, and so it was like written, directed by Tom Hanks' wife,
Yeah. Okay.
and then you look at all the actors, and like they're all kind of like related and stuff,
Yeah.
and it had a really like big budget though. And it looks
So
like it was
are
shot
you
like
gonna
on a
say
fucking TV.
it's an ad? So you're doing the Adam Sand. My favorite theory is the Adam Sandler is a
Yeah, no,
fucking
it's
like
it's the whole Adam Sandler thing. It's fucking. It looks like it's a TV show, right? Like
yeah.
it's shot like a TV show. Like it looks
It's a
so cheap.
we're it's basically I
I'm
wanted
not
my
saying it's a
family and friends
terrible
to all
movie.
get
Like
paid.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's a I'm gonna pay my
mildly
friends and family thing, which
it's mildly
honestly good for
entertaining
them.
movie. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I
but
mean like people hate Adam Sandler for it, but it's also like listen, if I had like the ability to basically give my friends and family like basically free money that isn't like ill-gotten gains,
oh, and
like
you get a tax-free paid vacation to go shoot in
yeah.
Hawaii or some cruise
So
ship or
like
some
I mean
shit like that. It's so like it's really
I
smart.
can't blame like like
No,
I'm not gonna give them shit
do
for
you,
that. Like bro,
you
if
know
I
what
was
we're
in the same
talking about?
position, like oh yeah.
The Adam Sandler movie scam thing.
Even though it's I'm trying to remember if there's any of them that are actually funny. Um, I think a couple of them had some of the occasional good joke. Hoobie Halloween, I was forced to watch in Queens. I had never wanted to get shot so much after watching Hoobie Halloween and watching.
Is that animated?
No, Hoobie Halloween was made right after Uncut Gems, where he said if he doesn't get like nominated or get an award, he's gonna make the worst fucking movie ever, and then he delivered Hoobie Halloween, which honestly, compared to the ridiculous six that he made, it is like a country mile better. At least Hoobie Halloween had like a couple of good jokes, I guess.
A country
Um,
mile. Hmm.
New York Minute. I don't know what the fuck do you want from me. God, can I? Uh,
It just feels, like you're appropriating our culture. I mean, it's kind of a hate crime.
hey, listen, you guys appropriate our culture, but every time I go down there, I see a fucking pizza place. That being said, the places down there make good pizza, but you know what? I think it was North Carolina, and I had collard greens, like proper collard greens, and I'll never forget that meal where I had
What
like
are you calling? What is it?
collard greens.
Collie greens? Like a border collie?
Do you think I'm gonna pronounce anything right? Like, why would we even do this bit? You know I'm wrong in how I pronounce it. I'm not going to change it.
Oh shit! Get the
Because
rope. We found ourselves a city slicker.
oh,
I've never heard it before.
Now
I'm just
listen
like taken
here.
aback.
Listen here, light skin.
Listen here, half-caste. Don't pay no never mind to the handgun my hand. I realize
Exactly.
the phrasing there ain't the best.
Don't
We're gonna
worry,
have
it's just a
ourselves a
4 to
lynching.
5.
Would Yimra, do you pass the paper bag test?
The paper bag test?
What is the
Yeah.
paper bag test?
Back in the 20s, when they had like segregated clubs in New York
Oh,
and
with like your skin
Chicago,
had to be like lighter than a
you had to
paper
be
bag.
lighter than a brown paper bag, like a
Oh.
light bag.
I feel like with mob guys, I may have had an exception because I don't know if I want to be telling a guy who's like a Caporegime, like
Like some Siciliano, like really dark
yeah,
guy.
like some like Lucky Luciano motherfucker with like a scar in his eye and like he can like bag and tag your entire family in like 20
Well,
minutes.
I mean, he fucking owns the club, right? But
Yeah, no,
does-
he does. He just it's like wops are allowed. If you're from like the Mediterranean area, you may get a pass.
Mhm.
Like, oh, you're from Spain? Okay.
Mm,
Italy, all right. Greece,
mm.
Turkey.
Oh, you see,
Back
Yimra,
then,
though, that
I think they
goes.
liked Turkey.
So, Solo A in the chat says Yimra is Greekophobic.
That's okay. I did a DNA test. I have no Greek in me, thank God. I have .2 finish though somehow.
0.2 finish.
.2. So someone a long time ago had sex with somebody who was like .8.
Wait, how does that figure? Because it's like, how many direct generations do you have to go back to become?
I have no idea. Don't do the math. I don't do math.
Well, I'm just thinking out loud to myself, like, what
Oh,
is
okay.
that fucking, like? I mean, it can't even matter because it's like you're talking about.
I mean, the amount of generations you'd have to go back would probably be like an absurd amount, quite frankly. Like you'd have to be going to like the 1400s or like almost like early medieval period to get like wherever that finish probably came from if it wasn't already like a dichotomy percent. Not that it matters anyways. Because that's one of those things where it's like it doesn't matter outside of like a fun little fact. Like there's what like enough percentage that I can enjoy like a white creamy meal that isn't
So,
Thanks,
it's
Finland.
official now. Yimra is no longer Italian. He is now Finnish.
Just because of
So-
0.2%.
0.2%. It's the one drop rule, bro. So, you're Finnish now. So,
You might as
all
well be
memes,
Mongolian.
all Tumblr memes. Exactly. So, you know what, Yimra? You are an honorary
Dude,
Mongolian. Congratulations.
So you just made me more based automatically.
Exactly. Yes. This is a
So
good day.
I mean I'm not. They made it sound like it's gonna be a negative here.
There is no negative. It's just what's happening.
No negative, save for the HIV test.
That's good.
So, daylight savings. Should we make permanent daylight savings like in
No,
Arizona?
I kind of like the system because it makes like the summer and the winter a little bit better, easier to deal with. I think it's fine. I'm okay with it.
I got to
I feel like
admit,
people complain are gay.
I don't really care at this point. I'm getting more sun, and it's hit me like a party drug. So at this point, I'm just for whatever.
Yeah, I think like people are like, oh, well, no one forms, not enough people form anymore. It doesn't really matter. Like I don't care. It makes like
No,
seasonal
daylight savings
depression-
isn't about farming. It
I thought
was
that was
instituted.
originally the
By,
intent.
no, it was instituted by the government in World War One as wartime, and it
Oh.
was to save coal for the factories.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
It's a government
That's still
program.
fine.
definitely.
You know,
not
the government
that,
the government did one thing right, and by putting that time system, so seasonal depression doesn't fuck you up as much because then you don't wake up in the pitch black dark.
Mm.
I kind of vote for going to just the main, like the Arizona way. Just make daylight savings permanent. We're all just like kind of an hour ahead on the clock, and you know,
But spiritually, are you ahead?
spiritually, I think we should all
So no
follow individual sundials that we place on our wrists and
I like that.
obey that at any given time.
I like that plan.
I think we should do it at night. You pop a flare, and depending on how good you feel about that lighting moment above your head, you put your hand like this, and you do this, and then depending on where the flare is, that's what time it is. I think because that's so arbitrarily insane, it makes no sense that we should make it a thing.
I think, well, time cube is the most correct form of time, right?
Time cubed.
Time cube.
What the fuck is that?
It's a very serious theory
Oh God! You do
in
this at
which
the end of your show, you fucker.
um, It's by the wisest man on earth, Eugene Ray. It's a self-published outlet for his theory of everything, which is time cube.
Okay.
There's all modern science is in a worldwide conspiracy to teach lies by omitting the theory, alleging that the day actually consists of 4 days occurring simultaneously.
Yeah.
Ray is a godlike being with superior intelligence who is absolute evidence of the truth on his views. Um, he died in 2015, but the time cube concept is that when the sun shines on Earth, two major time points are created on opposite sides of the Earth, known as the midday and the midnight. And the two major time forces join synergy, creating two minor time points we recognize as sunup and sundown. Okay, follow me?
Mm-hmm.
Not really, and I don't think I want to. This is not my flavor of batshit insane, but keep going.
The four equidistant time points can be considered the time square imprinted upon the circle of the Earth. In a single rotation of the Earth sphere, each time corner point rotates through the other three time points, creating 16 corners, 96 hours, and four simultaneous 24-hour days within a single rotation of Earth, equated to the higher order of the life of the time cube.
I think I'd rather smoke crack. I feel like I have to smoke crack than saying this or like take peyote. And
That
Ben's about
makes
to.
it actually like it makes sense, but like the manner in which he's thinking about it is like
He isn't completely able to understand time zones, and that's what's happening.
he's literally sounds like he's attempting to reinvent the wheel by like just
He did give a
saying
guest lecture at MIT. Um,
really.
yeah, in 2002, and there's a really funny, or really entertaining video of him giving his lecture on time cube at MIT.
Oh my god, you should find that. And
So,
you should
so
post it.
that to me feels like is the same thing as when Matt's brother was explaining certain things about like flat Earth. Was like while I was talking about like the bolt, you have to factor in like rotation of Earth or gravity, and then his answer was basically it isn't gravity, but the same like you kind of get the same conclusion with different words and a different rationale, but in the end, the same thing still happens. Where it's like one clearly has like a system that makes sense, and one that's like new and I mean I don't agree with, and I don't think makes as much sense. But at least like okay, there's a rationale. They kind of come to the same conclusion, but one is taking it a much more insane way that's fun and interesting, but is also batshit insane.
Well, okay,
It's
like
fine with me.
I had to tune out after like he talked about the second law of thermodynamics, and he said like oh, nature abhors a vacuum. Like a vacuum can't exist next to the atmosphere, and the atmosphere just goes down in pressure because of the density as you go up or something like that. And it's like no, a gas fills the volume equally. Like a balloon doesn't have lower pressure at the top than it does at the bottom. It has equal pressure inside the entire balloon. That's
I'm
the
gonna be
point.
really honest. I was so zooted for that whole episode. Like I remember bits and pieces, but like
Yeah, I don't think any of us were sober for that. To be quite frank, I know I
Matt
wasn't.
was. Matt was because he's a
Matt
dad.
was
He
sober.
has to be.
Me and Ben were both you know,
Yeah,
doing our usual thing.
we were taking
Um,
vitamins. So
I was crying in the shower
I
mentally.
don't hate the guy. I was just like,
No,
I just,
I think it's
of
interesting.
course,
it's
yeah.
That's not my
interesting.
thing.
I'd never talked. I'd be interested to talk to him and like work through that stuff. Like try to understand what is going
Yeah.
on with
So
the
I know
I
understanding.
don't want to try
Matt
to
is
like
either
correct guys.
watching
I'm just
live.
curious.
Matt is either watching live right now or he's going to be reviewing this episode. So Matt, you should get your brother to come on so Matt's brother and Max can have the final showdown for the flat Earth.
And then me and Ben will be just popping rounds off. We're doing a couple of desk pops.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Exactly.
referencing the other guys, one of the best Will Ferrell comedies.
Precisely. But on
Step Brothers is
that,
obviously number one for a lot of people, but I like the other guys more. On
gentlemen,
Netflix.
I think we're gonna call it. We're over an hour in now. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to us. Kind of talking in cohesive points. I think we did okay. I think this is good.
No agenda, full agenda.
Yeah, well, we're just winging it. Yimra, do you have anything to
Yeah.
add about the twink harems in Ukraine?
Um, we got some people on Tumblr who are overseas right now defending them.
Excellent. Okay. Just because like those redditors got like blown the fuck up, so I just wanted to make sure the twinks are okay.
Yeah, no, those aren't mine. They're not a bunch of bitch made punks.
Okay, good. All right. So on that, folks, we're gonna wish the twink freedom fighters well, and tune in next week for when we will
Cry
talk
in the
about other
shower.
shit. Cry in the shower. There we go.
Crying
All
in the
right, ladies.
shower.
Cry in the shower, ladies and gentlemen. You have a good night.